I always thought it would be cool if you could go back and listen to the day-to-day of today's highest achievers as it happened, as opposed to 30 years later after they've made it. I believe there's a giant disconnect between ground zero and the top floor because we only see the top floor and the top floor only talks about the top. You know, how valuable would that be? And so it goes without saying, but I believe I'll make it there. And this is a documented journey through each level. My name is Bryson Sessions, and you are listening to the Bed Podcast. Episode 231. Okay, so like I talked about in a previous episode, can't remember which one, but my ability to just start recording and just figure it out as I go, it's improved so much. So that's really cool. Literally 5 seconds ago, I was working on what I'm about to talk about, and I was like, shit, dude, it's 8 o'clock. I got to record a show. So I whipped out voice memos, clicked record, and here we are. So what am I working on right now? So I've taken a lot of thought into that whole route of going the personal trainer route again for the time being. And the more that I look into the back end side of things, which is creating an incredible offer and building everything out, the more I get excited about everything. Because in the past, my offer was pretty shit, paired with bad attitude, paired with absolute laziness, no discipline, and really no desire to do anything except try to make money. And I did get the clients I had great results, so I'm really proud of that. But it was like I was so stressed in trying to make money happen that everything else kind of became a secondary, I guess, priority, which is horrible to say. But you live and learn, and I'm proud to say that I've learned my lesson. Well, hopefully I have, because I'm trying to do this again, I guess. But so I'm just working on the back end of stuff. I'm utilizing the book 100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi, and that's been a game changer. So I already read $100 Million Offers by him, and I have a lot of stuff highlighted in the book. But I'm going through it again because there's just so much value in here. It's, you know, I used to be the guy that was like, I'm going to read 52 books a year, one a week, you know. And I quickly realized that that's kind of dumb if I'm not retaining the information. I'd rather read one book 52 times as opposed to 52 books once. Because I think if you can get one book that's so valuable and you read it that many times, I think you could just extract so much more value, period, as opposed to 52 different books. So that's just one take on that. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. And so I got the book right here. And right now I'm just working on building out the offer. And the subtag or the subtitle of the book is How to Make Offers So Good People Feel Stupid Saying No. And the whole idea behind that is what could I add to the offer? What could I put packaged into the bundle that this person would be investing in that would make them say, all that? Seriously? Holy fucking shit. Yes, of course I'm in. Where do I pay? That's the idea. And in the past, I just did what everybody else was doing. And that again, paired with the lack of discipline and focus and bad priorities and attitude and all the above, I didn't succeed that well, you know. And it's crazy to think that I actually did. Now hold on. It's crazy to think that I actually made money. I think I made a total. I'd have to go back and check. Ooh, don't like that. Bro, there's a fucking ghost. Hold on. There's a goddamn ghost in here, I swear. Dude, it's ridiculous. Like, ghosts, just leave me alone, dog. I don't know if we caught that on audio, but it sounded like someone shot a gun in my living room. It's like, pop! Anyway, so I'd have to go back and see how much money I made total, but if I had to guess, I'm going to say total, and this is over 2 years, maybe 1.5. Total, it was not even $5,000, not even. So think about $5,000 over the course of 500 days, you know? I'm making 10 cents a day, or hold on, $10 a day. Is that right? That's not right. Who knows, dude? Yeah, $10 a day, I guess. I guess that's right. That's not right, dude. Hold on. Am I that silly? That's basic math, dude. $10 a day. Because 10 times 500 is 5,000. Dude, I don't know what's going on in my head. But, yeah. So for a year and a half, I guess, on average, made $10 a day. And I don't even think it was $5,000, dude. No way. Probably closer to like 3. Anyway, I mean, I know it was below 5, for sure. And I know it was more than maybe 1.5 thousand. So anyway, holy shit. So I say all that because it's like I didn't even try. I had such a shitty offer. My attitude was everything was bad. There's nothing good about it, dude. I guess I had a desire to win, but I didn't want to do the actions required to win. So anyway, fuck. I say all that because everything was in the wrong place, yet I still made money and I still made an impact. So it makes me think what could be done with all the pieces in the right place, with the right attitude, right mentality, discipline, and a willingness to kind of fuck up and humiliate myself intentionally to learn and to grow, all that stuff. So that's exciting. So anyway, I'm going back through the book, $100 million offers, and I'm just going back, reading I'm just reading it again. And there's a lot of gold in here, so I'm just applying everything as I go. And the whole premise of this book is to create something so good, so undeniably great that it's like the subtitle says, how to make offers so good people feel stupid saying no. And there's something in the book that says here. It says, so many of us believe that charging too much is bad, and yes, you should never charge. And I'm paraphrasing what Alex said, author of the book. He said, many of us believe that charging too much is bad, and yes, you should never charge more than the product or service is worth, but you should charge far more than it costs to fulfill it. So think 100 times more, not just 2 or 3 times more. And so if you provide enough value, it should always be a steal for the prospect. So that's not saying to charge $100 million for a coaching program. That's saying to charge that if the program is worth more than that, and they're getting a steal. So think about. Actually, I don't even want to butcher this. So I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. So anyway, I'm literally just taking everything at face value and doing exactly what's laid out before me. Because in the past, I had a horrible habit of reading something or coming across some kind of help or message or advice, and I'm like, well, that's probably not right. I could probably do it better. It's like, why the fuck do I think that? And that goes back to the episode where I'm talking about advice. There's people out there who have made billions and they're just sitting on a podcast giving away advice for free, and they have nothing to gain from it. It's just, they're just trying to help people. So why wouldn't we at least listen or try? So anyway, now I'm reading the book, and what the book says to do. It's kind of what I'm doing, what I'm implementing. Of course, I'm putting my spin on it. I'm trying my, style. So if it says to say and if or the, I'm going to say and if or the or. I don't know, horrible example, but whatever. So I made a whole outline of what the program will offer. And so one of the things in the book is it says to list out every single possible thing or service or whatever that you could offer the person that's investing in your service or product. List out every single possible thing, even if it's unrealistic, even if it's something you would never want to do. And so, for example, he's got an example in the book that says if somebody is trying to lose weight, one thing you could do is fly out to them and walk them around the grocery store and help them shop so they have healthy meals. So that's an option. It's not realistic, but you absolutely could do that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of listing out all the things. Well, that's kind of a lie. I'm not listing those things. I'm listing out everything that I think the program can offer. And then even things I don't really want to work on or develop or whatever. And then below that, the details of that thing and how it will solve a problem for a potential issue that the prospect or client, whatever, is having. And so that kind of gets me in the mode of, okay, I'm going to provide this service, and this is why it's important. This is how it's going to be beneficial, and this is why it's so valuable. That's kind of the idea. So I got a Word doc, and I guess for context, I don't know, let's see how much have I typed. So I've got 5,000 characters, so that's 933 words. So about 1,000 words, and I think this is about 2 hours old. I don't know how many pages 1,000 words is because I'm using Google Docs. It's all just on a doc on my computer. Google Docs is free. Just sign up, make an account. It's free. And so that's what I'm doing. So that's how it's all organized. I've got all the headlines of the things of the program. So for example, we have the month-to-month program, and then below, and then we have all the details, what it can solve. Then we have a whole other section, the nutrition plan, and then below that, all the details of what it will include. And absolutely everything that it could include. And I'm going to do my best to fulfill that to the best of my ability because I want this to be what the book calls a grand slam offer. So, and so how he explains a grand slam offer is so in baseball, when all bases are loaded, you smack the ball out of the park, you score 4 points, and that's the most you can score. In baseball, that's the most. But in business, you hit a grand slam offer, it's that times 1,000 forever kind of thing. You don't have to worry about it again. So that's the whole idea. And obviously the goal is to make an offer so good, but I'm sure I'll fail, and I'm sure I'll learn, and I'll improve as I go. But just like episode 1 of this podcast, dude, just start. So that's what we're doing. I'll figure it out along the way. It's one of those things, again, where I've been going back and forth with myself. Like, gosh, should I do this again? I suck in the past. I don't know. I don't want to be the fitness guy. I don't want, But not everything's forever. This might just be a temporary thing. This might just be another year or 2 thing. If I decide to really pursue this, which seems like I am. It's crazy. And yeah, so maybe I'm the fitness guy for the next year or 2. But then after that, maybe that funds all the business stuff. And then I'm able to go directly to another niche. And then I'm able to fulfill that and work on that because I want to. Even if it makes less. I just want to build shit, dude. So if I make less money, then so be it. If I make more money, even better. But I just want to build shit, have something, and I want to get better at all these skills so I just want to, because even if I do all these things, and this is another thing that I got from, you guessed it, Alex Hormozy, which is, even if you do all these things and you work your ass off and you build this multi-quadrillion dollar company, but then you lose it, like, yeah, you built this big, huge thing, but like who you became in the process is even greater than all that. Because even though you lost all that, you're the type of person who made that. So you have proof that you can do it again. And so you can do that with another business or a whole other niche completely. But at least you'll know when you die or whatever happens after death, you were the type of person that could do that. You live forever, whatever. Or you have that live on with forever within you, knowing that even though you didn't take anything with you, you didn't take the cars, the money, the whatever, you still have that inside you, knowing, like, I gave it my all in this life, and I pushed so hard. I built this huge thing, and who I became in the process is something or someone that is tough, strong, blah, 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 all the different adjectives. So anyway, that's kind of the idea. So even if it all fails, you still become an incredible, one hell of a guy or girl in the context of what you built. So that's, okay, you win either way. You just have to have the right frame of mind, which I haven't had in the past. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. So we got all these different things that I could include in the program. And it's a lot of things. It's very intimidating. It's a very intimidating list to look at because it's a lot to set up and get going. And then from there, it's a lot to refine as time goes on because I'm just one guy, and ideally I stay one guy as long as I can to maximize profits so that I can reinvest into other businesses. And that's the goal. And I know that I always say that. I'm sure there's somebody listening that's like, he's probably going to keep it for himself. But dude, if I haven't made it clear enough by now that I just want to build shit, and if the money comes, that's great. If it doesn't, so be it. But I think based on everything I've seen and read, that is a byproduct of an exceptional service or a product or whatever. And so if my goal is to build something cool, I would hope that that's a byproduct. I hope I'm not making $0 or going negative because then I couldn't do it. So, of course, profit has to be in there, but I feel like I have to say this every time. Maybe that's my own insecurities, but whatever. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And I've been doing this thing lately. Well, actually for a while now. I've even talked about it on the show, like maybe even before episode 100. I don't know. And for those who don't know, I recorded the first 100 episodes in a row of this podcast without anybody on planet Earth knowing that I had a show. So nobody listened to the show, period, for the first 100 episodes. So that's 100 days straight of talking to myself in my car, in my room, in the kitchen, whatever, and nobody knew. So I did it all for free. Still do it for free. I make zero money off this. So anyway, side note. But I do it because I like it. And I want to document everything so we can have a play-by-play, day-to-day of me going from right here to wherever I'm going. And I say wherever I'm going because I have no idea. Because I can say my goal is to have this be here and have this and do this and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not really, I don't know. It's cliche, but like I'm already living the dream, quote unquote, because I'm able to work on this shit daily and I'm able to pursue my goal of building. And every day that I work on whatever I'm working on, I am building something. And if I'm not building something, when I do the work, it builds me. So it's a double win. So with that frame of mind, I think you kind of remain undefeated. So that's pretty cool. So what's I saying? Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I look at this list and I'm, God damn, dude, this is a lot. Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, so I'm doing this for a while where I every single time I get a thought or an idea, so I have my shortcut on my iPhone, the side button. So I've got an iPhone 15. You push the side button, I hold it down, and it takes me to my notes. And so that's for quick and easy access to my notes app, where I can just type in a thought or an idea and just reflect on it later. Because it's an easy way to just get my thoughts on, I would say paper, but just capture my thoughts immediately so that I can reflect on them later. So, and I'll just share this right now. So, for example, one of the ideas I had to enhance the offer was make ebooks out of all the different bonuses that are included in the program. So, for example, I worked on the intensity technique, and that, I don't know, was like 22 pages or something like that. Was it 22 pages? Let's look at it. Yeah, 21 pages. So, I guess technically, I think it was 19 because there's a little bit extra. So there's 19 pages. That could be an ebook in and of itself, and that could be one bonus. So if somebody doesn't want to buy the full-blown coaching program, they can buy this ebook, and maybe the ebook is, I don't know, we'll just insert price here. And again, I just want to reiterate, these are just ideas. So if they're good or if they're bad, doesn't matter. I just want to capture the thought so I have it. So make ebooks out of all the different things, sell those at X amount each. Month-to-month coaching grants access to all these things for free. But if you don't want the coaching, you just want one thing, you can buy the one ebook for X amount of money and you get that, whatever. And then if you decide to sign up for coaching later, that price is subtracted from coaching. So it's the same amount either way. So that's the idea. So I wrote that down. Literally what I wrote down. So I wrote that down. Let's see. Yesterday at 4:24 p.m. So I think I was at the gym. So I was at the gym when I wrote that. So it's just a thought. It just came up, And then another note that I have, and I'm just sharing this for example, but so I have a note that says PDF file that's photoshopped to look nice as shit. Can use Excel automations to make the copy and paste much easier. Format for PDF would be, and then I have an extra, so I have incline dumbbell chest press in big bold letters. Below that, a little bit smaller font, 4 sets of 15, 12, 8, 6, parentheses, this is a pyramid set, refer to blah, blah, blah. And then below that, even smaller, rest time is 60 to 90 seconds per set. And then below that, even smaller, rest pause, end of set 3 and 4, rest 15 seconds, complete till failure, rest 15 seconds again. So that's the rest pause. And then below that in the smallest font, notes, focus on blah, 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 this is the notes and yada, yada. It's literally what I wrote. Like literally, I focus on the blah, blah, this is the notes and yada, yada. And again, these are just ideas that I have. I write them down immediately so that I can look back on them later, like I just did now. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, that's a horrible idea. What the fuck was going through my mind? And maybe that's me either not providing enough context to that thought, or me really, I had a good idea, and actually it's ass. So that's what I've been doing. So make it super simple for me to track those things. I'm the type of guy that I'd rather carry a book around and write everything. But in the same sense, I don't want to have to carry a book around. I need it to be accessible from my phone, from my computer, everything. And it seems like the Notes app is one thing that I can do. If you don't have the Notes app, yeah, I mean, every phone's got a Notes app, but specifically for Apple, the Notes app on the phone and the laptop they sync with one another, so it's very cool. So I can type on my phone right now, and then on my computer I'd have the notes just like that. So, and then I've got some guarantees, and this is a guarantee I wholeheartedly believe in. I'm sure it'll change, but this is me saying it live now. So if I've got a 16-week program, and this is a rough draft, so again, it could change. The numbers are whatever. This is just an example. So before anyone listens to this in the future and they're like, well, you said, it's like, well, no, this is just an idea. So, and I say this out of confidence because I've gotten a lot of people results, and I'm proud of that. And I've never had anybody leave the program fatter or they didn't gain muscle or whatever. So I'm proud to say that. But for example, here's the guarantee. And also why I put a lot of thought into the guarantee was because when I look back at purchases or big investments I made into different groups or whatever, I've always gotten a guarantee that really kind of pushed me over the edge in a good way, which was, hey, if you don't see results, then blah, 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 then this, that, and the other, and you get your money back. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm safe. So even if I fail, I'm safe. And that helps. So the guarantee that I came up with, which could change. So if you don't see any results in the program, you can stay in the program forever until you do. And if you don't for 4 more weeks after the end of the program, you will receive 110% of your money back, meaning I'll pay you every dime you spent and 10% more. And you can keep all the guides, the tools, the cheat sheets, the programs, the macros, everything forever. And as a side note, no one's ever needed to use this before. And then as a second guarantee, if you don't see results within the first 8 weeks of the program, you will get an additional 4 weeks for free on the back end. So if your first 8 weeks, there's no results, and the program is 16 weeks total, from that point forward, you have 8 weeks left, but you just got an extra 4 weeks for free, no additional cost. You're in the program, and you have an extra 4 weeks to make progress. And then again, that bounces off the first one, which is if you still don't see results, you can stay in the program for 4 more weeks, or you can stay in it for forever. But if in 4 more weeks still no results, then you're going to get your money back. You're still in the program, and then you get your money, all your money back, and 10%, and you keep everything I ever sent you. So like worst case scenario, you get a fantastic ass program and 10%. So if the program cost $1 million, you get everything that I just said and $100,000. So you don't lose. Like that's the idea. And so, and below that, this isn't part of the book, but something that I've learned elsewhere, but accessibility and ease of use. So the information that I would send somebody needs to be in all the right places and so easily accessible and right in front of their eyes, whatever. So all the information will be sent in email. All the information will be sent in text message as well. It'll be a link that you can go to in the app, which you'll get for free. Maybe it's on physical paper with a QR code that I send in the mail. And again, going back to what I said earlier, these are all just ideas. Whether or not they're realistic or practical doesn't matter. Just getting the ideas down. Excuse me. And so it needs to be easily accessible at all times. It needs to be simple, within reach, in field of view, and easy. So for example, if you're trying to stick with taking fish oil every day, if you put that in a cabinet tucked away behind jars or whatever, you're not going to do it because you can't see it. But if you put the fish oil right by your toothbrush in the morning and you have a cup there, it's like, well, I'll just take this right now because I have a cup, there's water, there's fish oil, easy. I'm going to brush my teeth anyway, so whatever. I'm right here. I may as well do it. So that's that idea. And then I want to make the goal, and I know I'm really putting a lot of work in front of me by saying this alone, but everything that's included in the program, every single thing, which we'll say it's 100 different things, 100 different moving parts, I want all of those parts to have a video of me walking the person through it step by step, explaining every detail on why this, why that, why whatever. Because it would be, I value that shit. I like examples. I like analogies. So if I could do that for someone and be a video side by side, so somebody's maybe on the treadmill at the gym, and they're like, you know what, I got to go home and do this. How do I do that? They can just click the thing easily on the app. It takes them to this page. That page has all the information they need and a video that shows them how to do the thing that they want to do. So they'd see me so imagine the screen recordings, but there's a little image of me in the top right corner. I think those are called Loom videos. And so that's the idea. So you'd see me. So that means you put the help that I'm giving, you'd match that towards a face, with a face, I should say, which is me, which kind of builds that relatability, the trust as like me being their coach, that here's help. I'm here when you need me. And if this isn't good enough, still give me a text, whatever, I'll help you out like right now. But the idea is that I provide so much value and so much information up front that they don't need to text me. It's all there. But that's not to say that I wouldn't respond. I just would rather have all the questions answered this way as opposed to answering 1,000 texts a day for obvious reasons. So, and then with those videos, and this it's just so nitty gritty, but if we're talking about building an undeniable offer, then this is what you got to do. And if it takes me 3 months to build this out, but then I'm able to sell it and help people for the next 3 years, and all the work was done on the front end like this, that's a damn good use of time. So, I mean, let's just run some imaginary numbers. If it takes me 3 months and I spend an average of 4 hours every single day working on it, that is 480 hours. So, because that's 30 days times 4, it's 120, and times that by 3 months, that is, or I guess 4 months. What did I say? 4 months? 3 months. We'll just say 3 months. Just say 4 months because that's what 4 months. So 120 hours per month on average for 4 months. That's 480 hours. And let's say that, again, my time is worth $33 an hour because that's what I've been saying. So we got 480 times 33. That's $15,840 worth of time. So if I'm selling the program at $1,000 for 16 weeks, all I need to do is get 16 people on board who are ready to change their life. And that's paid for. But I'm not going to sell just 16. I would imagine if I'm doing this for longer than 4 months or whatever I said. So if I do this for the next 3 years, we'll say, and I will just say that I get 200 clients in the next 3 years, and the price stays the same. 200 times 1,000 is $200,000. And who knows, dude? So $15,000 worth of work up front with no return for then a $200,000 return later. Granted, everything stays the same. Nothing changes. I don't have to, just an example. It's just math. And obviously, it's ideal math. I'd love to work for that many hours and then get that much return, of course. But that's just an example to illustrate what I'm saying. So going back to what I was saying. So it needs to have a video explaining everything in depth for easier understanding and more relatability to me as the person's coach. And then with that, every video will have a transcript or a TLDR, which is too long, didn't read, which is a summary pretty much. And subtitles, easy to follow along, minimal distractions. So a lot of videos have pop-ups and it's really colorful and whatever. I think that's important and I think it's valuable. But as far as learning goes, you need as less distractions as possible. So that's the idea with that. And then things like how to advise people to keep things kind of in field of view, keep things easy. Because you want to make it as easy as possible to work as hard as you can. So you can say that a different way, which is make it as easy as possible to stick to the plan that you're following. Because consistency matters more than anything else. Because if you could have the best program on planet Earth, but if you can't stay consistent with that, then it's not a good program. But if you could have a subpar program, but if you're able to stick with that forever, that might be the best thing for you because you're able to stick with it. And so, I don't know, if you have a program that can take you 100 miles an hour every single day, but you only, maybe you're only able to stick to it 3 times a week. The rest it's like, dude, this is too hard. It might be the best program and it might get you to 100 miles an hour, but maybe you take another program that's only can take you 50 miles per hour. But if you're able to stick with that every day, that's 350 miles per hour per week. So by default, 350 is better than the 300, which is the best program on earth. It just depends on your ability to adhere to the program. Period. End of story. I'll die on that hill. If you can't stick to it, it's not good for you. So as far as improving and whatever. So you want to make it as easy as possible to work as hard as you can. So I would give advice on where to keep apps on their phone, how to set reminders on their phone. So, watch this. Hey Siri, remind me every November 8th to take a shit in the woods.
Okay, I've added take a shit in the woods to the 75 hard live hard black spades card suit. It's deleted.
Why did it say delete it? Okay, well, I actually don't know what happened. That's kind of funny. And I guess I have that reminder list there. I actually want to look at that. How the hell did it just get deleted immediately? Because I said shit? I don't know what just happened. It just got deleted, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, that's how you do it. Literally, that's as simple as it gets. So every November 8th, I got to take a shit in the woods. It's reminded and my phone will go off. And then things like I said earlier, put your fish oil by the sink because your cup's there and your water or whatever. Or put your supplements in the car so you take it because when you're at work and you go and sit in your car at lunch, you got your stuff there and whatever. Or put your gym clothes in your car. Or put your gym clothes by the kitchen sink. Who knows? Just stuff like that. It really is the small things. It's like if you can reduce the amount of willpower you need, like for example, I'm sitting right here and like for example, I need to go downstairs and finish drinking my water. Let's just pretend. But my water is actually right here. So I don't even need to think about it. My water's right here. I just got to drink it. Rather than being like, oh shit, I need to drink water. It's downstairs. That means I got to go all the way downstairs, grab it, come back up here, and then drink it. It's already here. I don't got to worry about it. All I have to do is grab my hand out and just drink. So that's the accessibility and ease of use. And here's the thing that I keep coming back to. I want to be 100% real here. So I'm hyped about all of this. I'm hyped about building the program. I'm hyped about getting really nitty gritty and making one hell of a stunner of a program. Because if I were to do every single thing that I've written down, which is only like an eighth of the shit that I want to do, not even a fourth, and I do all this and it's just nice and everything works and it's so much information, it's so much detail. I know that this offer would be a top 0.1%er in the whole marketplace because I think about my old self and the level of work and effort that I put into something that didn't really work because of how I was. So I think about who I'm competing with. And I'm probably competing with a shit ton of my old selves, which is people who put in a little bit of effort here, but then they slack off everywhere else and they don't care and yada, yada. But I guess I don't know how to say this humbly, but I feel like my attention to detail, especially with things I give quite a fuck about, is astronomically more than somebody who's just focusing on whatever. And a lot of it, I'll admit, doesn't matter. For example, you can make everything I just said, you can just throw it on an Excel sheet and you can make a program that way. And that's fine. And a lot of people do that. But I think it looks sloppy. I think it looks unprofessional. I think there's a lot of things missing that you can get with another app or whatever that costs, less than $100 a month total between everything you need. And you can deliver a much higher quality, a much better experience, a much more personable experience, and overall be more organized, be more efficient, and leave a longer lasting impression, and spread good word of mouth through other people and their friends or whatever. And that's just because you pay attention to detail and you want to make something better. And I'm going to go on a little tangent real quick. So when I'm at work, I do a lot of weird shit. So I fucking made a chessboard out of paper in these plastic cups, and I printed out the icons for the chess pieces, and we double-sided taped them on top of these plastic cups. Now, why the fuck would I do that? You can play it on your phone. Well, dude, my mind's just bored at work. I want to do something, so I make a chessboard out of paper and tape and plastic cups. And the plastic cups represent the pieces. And I'm doing this thing, and this is very unusual. I've never been in any workspace where someone's doing weird shit like that, ever. And I say this because like other people in the shop will come up, they'll start talking to somebody else near me with the chessboard right there, but they don't even look at it, they don't notice it, they don't say anything. I don't care if that's not the point. I couldn't give any fucks. But for me, if I walked up to somebody and they had a big chessboard, my attention would go, bam, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't get how somebody can walk up, see some weird shit like that, not even acknowledge it or notice or say anything, even if it's like in good fun or whatever. That's just weird to me. And even if I'm doing a process weird at work that's uncommon and somebody walks by, it's like, how did you not see me doing this weird shit that's not even in the book? Like, why? You didn't. But for me, I walk by someone and I see someone doing something that's unusual and I immediately see it and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? So I say all of what I just said to say, I just see all these little things, all these little moving parts, and I've always been that way. I've always seen the small little shit. Like there's certain things that I notice, and I'll bring it up to somebody's attention, and I don't know. It's almost like I'm weird because I noticed, but it's like it's not because I'm weird and I obsess over these things. It's just like I literally just moved my eyes, looked at this thing, made an observation, looked my eyes back to the other way, and said, "Huh, fuck's that." That's it, dude. Make a lot of assumptions, make a lot of things, get you into trouble sometimes because, you know what they say about assuming. So anyway, going back to what I was saying. So I'm building all this stuff. It gets me hyped up. I'm really stoked about building all this and spending time working on this. So it feels like I have my whole work cut out for me. So as far as the 4 keys to success for me, I think it's number 3 or 2, doesn't matter. Always know what I'm working on. Always have a direction. So I say this, but now I feel like I know exactly what I'm working on at all times. I just have to sit down and get started every day. But the thing that I'll be dead honest, the thing that frightens me the most for no reason, and it's just bad experience in the past and lack of confidence in the past. But with everything that I've learned and developed now, it changes things. But the whole idea of hopping on the phone or talking to a person and then trying to get them to give me their money. But I say that out of humility for sure, because that's one thing I haven't reached the confidence in. But in the past, I wasn't even following my own shit. I wasn't eating the best. I wasn't working out the way I should have been. I felt like a fraud, and I felt like that what I offered was not worth what I charged for me. And there's a lot of lessons there. There's a lot there. So I won't go into that in too much detail, but I will say that now, I even want to include in the program that I'll be doing it along with them. So like if I'm also trying to lose fat or also trying to build muscle, I'm going to advertise that like, hey, I'm also doing it with you. So not only are you just getting some plan that is made or whatever, but like I'm following, like I got the same goals as you, my boy. Like we're doing this shit together. So by default, you already have a check-in partner, a buddy. You can check in with and be like, hey, I did this. Did you? And I can be like, yeah, I did this. How about you? So already they've got a workout partner. So I can also include that in the program. So, and I say that because, like I said, in the past, I wasn't doing any of that. But now I'm on top of my game 110%. Like, let's go ahead and flex a little bit. So today's 196 days in a row of taking an ice bath for 5 minutes or longer, which is never longer. 5 minutes, I'm the fuck out of there. 39 degrees or lower. And to be fair, some of them have been like 40, 41, 42. It just depends on the ice bath and how the fucker cools down. And I can't control that. And I'm not just going to sit there and wait 3 hours for it to cool or go buy ice every time. So sue me. Oh, shit. And so 231 days straight, I haven't missed one day of recording a podcast. And then 130 days straight after today of drinking a gallon of water every day, tracking every single thing that I put in my body every single day as far as food goes. Wink, wink. And getting 225 grams of protein every single day for the last 130 days straight. 130 days straight. So like I'm practicing what I'm preaching more than ever in my entire life, even when I was competing in a show. And so there's that conviction now, like, hey, I'm doing what I'm giving you. Like I promise it works. You just have to follow it. And if you don't trust me, that's all good. You can go find someone else. And that's fine. Like you do what you got to do. But now I have that, I can speak with that conviction of like, I'm doing this. My bench press went up 100 pounds in the last 4 months. I gained 30 pounds in the last 7 months doing this when I follow this. And this is my goal. This is the consistency. So I promise if you do the same thing, you'll get similar results. That's just how it goes. Period. So I can speak with that conviction and have that confidence knowing that what I do works. And, so that's a win-win-win here and there or everywhere, I should say. Win-win-win altogether. So going back to what I was saying again, I was never able to hop on the phone with somebody and try to persuade them tell them why my program was the best or why the program is this or that or what they can expect because I was too afraid. Because what if they said, oh, no, I got to think about it. It's like, well, I don't know what to say to that, But now I'd be like, oh, dude, I totally get it. But like, this is the fucking shit. So you're dumb. I wouldn't say that, but so that's another thing. And, so again, I'm hyped about all this. So once I get it done, once everything's finished, then I'm going to have to inevitably face that boss again, which I've never been able to beat. And that boss is sales and talking to people and remaining confident and trying to get somebody to give me their money in exchange for my service or product or whatever. So, and I say that to be very transparent because it is an issue that I struggle with. And it's they say, I can't remember what the quote is, but if you do one thing and it fails, it probably wasn't for you. You do that's another thing with a different person or whatever, like a different, you try again and it fails. What the fuck is the quote? It's something with relationships, but it's applicable to business. So like you get in a relationship with a girl and the girl's this, that sucks. And, she's the problem. Get into a relationship with another girl and then she's this, she's the problem. And it's like, okay, that's 2 in a row. That sucks, dude. Bad luck. But then you get 3 in a row and it's like, 3 in a row. Are you sure you're not the problem? And you get 4 in a row and it's like, okay. So the common denominator between these 4 girls is you. So what's going on? And then you get 5, 6 and it's like, dude, these girls aren't the problem. It's you. You're the issue. You got to look inward and figure that shit out. So where the fuck was I going with that? Problem's you. Where was I going? I'm going to pause and rewind. I have no idea. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. I remember. My bad. But so I've joined 3 masterminds in my life for fitness coaching. And in case you don't know what a mastermind is, it's just a large group of people doing the same exact thing that you're doing. And we all collaborate, share ideas, share wins, share losses, share advice, tips, tricks, hacks, whatever. Usually it's ran by one person. That's the one person running the whole thing. And they're taking the payments for everybody to be in there. And they're the ones usually teaching everything with a couple other high caliber people in the program as well. So anyway, I joined my first one I'll share the names. Who cares? I joined PT Domination. It was $300 a month, and it was a contract for a year. And I joined that. That's when I first started everything, and I saw instant success. But that was because I got that instant success by doing the bare minimum effort. So I thought, holy shit, this is easy. But I just got very lucky, which was somebody signed up, didn't have to get on the phone, really didn't have to do much persuasion. I guess they just trusted me from posts, which is really cool. And they ended up being one of my best clients. So that's cool. So I got really lucky right off the bat. But then after that, it was like, damn, I really got to put in work now, huh? So I got one really lucky swing. After that, it was like, hey, you got to start practicing kind of thing. And then I was able to actually bail out of that. And I'm not proud of how I did that. I did lie. I did do a lot of things because I was a pussy and I wanted to get out and I didn't want to pay that money anymore because I couldn't afford it. But what's funny is I say I couldn't afford it, but I just needed to sign a couple clients and I would be able to afford it. So it's just some pushy shit, dude. I'm very embarrassed about that, but because it does not reflect who I am as a man at all in any regard. And so later down the road, I was like, that program was shitty. I got to find a better program. So I joined Vince Del Monte's 100 or 10 million, 100 million mastermind. I think that's what it's called. So I joined that. It was with my girlfriend at the time. We joined that, and I felt like it was better. I felt a little bit more thorough explanations, and I learned more. I felt that way. But again, nothing changed because I didn't change. And it's funny because I think it's him who even says it. His name's Vince Del Monte. I think he says it, but nothing changes if nothing changes. I don't want to misquote. I don't know if he said that or somebody else, but and I was like, huh. So anyway, pretty much similar thing happened. I bailed out of the program, and I'm not embarrassed about it, or I'm not proud of it. I'm ashamed of it. I was just a piece of shit, dude. So I left that, and I was like, damn, dude, that program sucks too. These guys blow. It's too ignorant to realize that it was the common denominator, But I'm too in, so I'm like, huh. And then just last year, I joined another one, and I thought for sure this would be different because I was like, okay, I got my own place in Colorado. I'm making all this money. I can afford this. This isn't a problem. I'll be all right. And then it hit me, and I was like, dude, I don't give a shit about this stuff. And I actually did kind of mean this, I was like, I don't really care about fitness coaching and doing stuff. I just want to play RuneScape and game. I just want to work and kind of be left alone. I don't want to, I'm fine now, And so I bailed out of that, but this one didn't go as planned. I still had to fulfill the commitment that I made. So I had to pay, I think it was like, I want to say it was $3,000 or something. I think the program was like $12,000, but I only had to fulfill $3,000 because they did cut me a deal. And yeah. So again, not proud of that either. And that was recent. That was last year. Matter of fact, that might have been a year ago. Let's check, dude. It might have been a year ago today. Let's double check so you can get some timestamps on when this shit happened. So let's go back June. Got Google Photos here. All right, let's see. I'm just looking for photos that look familiar. Shortcut to size. I'm just in Google Photos on my phone. Let's see. Yeah, this is around the same time frame that I was looking to sell all my shit to just get the money. Because I'm not going to use my phone or my camera anymore. Let's sell that. See, I think we're right here. So yeah, so over a year ago now. So May of last year, that's when I was around the same idea. So 1 year ago today, I was in another coaching program called Next Level Coaching Academy. And it's funny because they talked a lot about what I'm reading, which is from Alex Hormozi. They just were smart about it and implemented it into their program. So yeah, so this is in April and May of last year. And I totally bailed on it because, again, just wasn't in the right frame of mind. And I just wanted to do other things more than, I literally say this every time. I just wanted to play video games. I just wanted to sit in my room and be a fat fuck. Like I would go to work. I'd come home. I wasn't even hitting the gym. I would just buy Costco food. And I would sit in my room. I'd play RuneScape. And there for a minute there, I would buy the 6-packs of beer at Smith's, and you could pick a different beer each time, and you could just try all the different ones. And there for 2 weeks, I was having a beer a day. And again, don't say that proudly, But looking back, it's like that was the beginning of something horrible, you know? Just going to work, coming home, having a beer, not doing anything. What a horrible fucking life, if you ask me. So that could have been the start of something very bad. And I quickly got out of that because I was like, what am I doing? I've told this story a lot. I'll just touch on it real quick. But my mom sent me a happy birthday card. I got the card in the mail. And I opened it up. It's one of those ones that sang to you. It's like, happy birthday to you. And then when that finished singing, because I didn't own furniture and I had hardwood floors, so it just echoed. And it was like, happy birthday to you. And then it echoed. And I looked around and there was nothing. And I was like, damn, dude, is this really what I'm signing up for? Like, I'm willingly choosing to be here alone with no friends or family, with no purpose, no passion, no drive for anything in life other than to go to work, throw boxes on porches, come home, and play RuneScape. Like, I could fall over dead and no one would know for weeks. Like, nobody, you know, not to be all sad and shit, but. So that was. So when I opened the card and it echoed and I looked around and it was empty and I was alone, I was like, God damn, I need to fix this now. That was kind of my wake up call. And I don't know which episode. I think it was one of the first 5 episodes. Pretty sure. So anyway, yeah, so I say all that because now it's quite different. My mentality is very much different. You know, I mean, So I guess I've been recording for almost a goddamn hour. Holy shit, dude. So yeah, the reason why I bring all of this up is because that's the one constraint for me, which is sales. And I've had a car salesman job in the past, worked there for a month, and then I left that to go sell gym membership sales. And then after a month of that, I decided to quit that and do this full time. And I did full time for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months before I ran out of money, which I wasn't really making money. I think I was, oh, you know what? Now to think about it, it might have been $6 or $7 grand because there for 3 or 4 months, I was making like $1,500 a month because I had, I think, 6 clients at around $250 a month. I believe that's what happened. So, God damn, dude, it's crazy to think back. But anyway, and that's just because I was so scared of talking to people and trying to figure something out or being laughed at or being told no. And honestly, I still kind of am, but I've done so many things to get out of my comfort zone. I mean, I got 231 podcasts for fuck's sake. At any given moment, at any time, somebody could leave a comment, like a very hateful comment, like, oh, you speak so stupid. You say like way too much. You can never keep your train of thought. Your nose is huge. Your teeth are yellow. Your eyes are stupid and your eyebrows are not, you know. I'm just making shit up. But they could say that now and I'd be like, cool, man. Well, 232 is coming out tomorrow, you know. And so it's different now because I've grown so much and my frame of mind is so different. And in one aspect, it's fucking cool. In the other, it's like terrifying because it's like, hey, if I'm really going this way, this is where I get my sword out and I start slaying all these dragons and bosses and shit to move on to the next level. And if I don't, then I'm doing all this for nothing. Because if I level up my character to max stats, level 99 everything, you know, you name it, the best of everything, but I can't even get past level 1, what am I doing? You know, that's embarrassing. Like a maxed out player can't even beat fucking Bowser on the end of World 1 or whatever. Like you can't beat Bowser when you got star power and firepower and ice and the leaf and all the shit. It's embarrassing, dude. So I don't want to be that. So again, one hand it's cool, other hand it's like, damn, I'm doing this, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at. So it's a very long way of saying I'm hyped to build the program, still kind of insecure about having to message people, talk to people, and sell this because I just have so many insecurities. I have so many negative connotations. I have so many things about all of this that I really don't like. There's so many things that I don't want to be associated with. But at the end of the day, if I just keep working on my shit and do my best to provide the best quality product and or service that I can, and I truly believe that I have the best, I don't think I can go wrong. I mean, there's a lot of things that I do now out of my purely out of my own brain and creativity without seeing anybody else do it on social media. And I'm saying I'm pretty sure that everybody else is doing like a similar thing. Like, for example, I don't know of anybody else who is recording a daily podcast every single day about their day-to-day, documenting everything. But I haven't looked. And I don't want to because I don't care. Not that I don't care about somebody else doing it, but I don't care to know that somebody else is doing this, because that doesn't help me. That doesn't make me feel this or that. Right now, I'm being 100% authentic. Everything that I'm doing is me. Somebody else could record daily podcast shows, but their life is going to be different than mine. And I don't want to hear what they're saying, because I don't want that to influence like what I'm doing. Because I don't want to hear somebody else talk about, like, let's just say somebody else is making their own supplement. I don't want to hear what they're doing, because I don't want that to influence what I'm doing. I want my story to be my story and my choices to be mine. And of course I want positive influence, and I want advice, and I want guidance and stuff. So of course I want that. But as far as like the micro goes, if I'm doing what everybody else is doing and all my content looks like everybody else's, I want to know that what I put out there came from me, and I'm not copying somebody else, or I'm not, limiting myself, or bottlenecking myself because my creativity has been limited to what I've observed on the internet. I don't want that. So I want to keep everything, within my heart of hearts. Just keep it pure and real, raw in me. So that's real, raw, and me, not in me, Lord. So anyway, that's kind of the constraint that I'm faced with. But the way that I'm headed, I don't think that anything could stop me, because I will not quit. And I've said that so many times, but I'm not going to quit. I'm not. So sorry, haters. I'm going to go on forever. So anyway, that's all I got. That's all I wanted to say. The first 5 minutes was me talking about what I'm working on, and the last hour was me talking about how I'm scared to talk to people. So cool. And just to clarify, I'm not scared to talk to people. It's just I've never had success with it in the past, because I've never tried, because I haven't been confident. But now I possess a lot more skills and qualities. So I'm interested to see how things play out. And I'm going to share one more thing. There's a lot of things that I wish would happen to me so that I could see how I react and how I handle the situations now, because I've grown so much, and the whole mental perspective on literally everything in my life is so drastically different than it was not even a year ago. So I'm really interested to see that. Matter of fact, dude, when am I... Never mind. So, yeah, that's the show. This was a very long one. Might be like top 10 longest, so that's cool. It was never my intention to make these long. Like I said, you can listen to episode 100, but I always talked about how these were going to be 2 minutes long, so that you could listen to 30 in an hour and catch up on a month of my life in 1 hour. So if you listen to 2 hours worth of the show, you can catch up on 2 months of my life. So if I have 20 years of podcasts later, you could catch up on that very quickly, a month, a day, or an hour. So it would take you, if you did 1 hour every single day, that would take you would need to do, what is that? 12 times 240 episodes. So it'd take you less than a year to catch up on my whole life, kind of thing. So that was the vision. But this episode is almost an hour, so didn't adhere to that. So I mean, when I'm on episode 7,305, then you guys are gonna have a shit ton of content to come back and listen to whenever you want. So, all right, now I get to write about everything I just talked about. No idea how to do that, because I don't even know what I talked about so much. So anyway, I'm gonna end the show. There's a ghost in my house. It's all good, and I'm excited to build this thing and see where it goes. So yeah, that's the show. Thank you guys for listening. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for listening, and quick reminder here. So this podcast doesn't prioritize professionalism or quality at all. It's just meant to be a shoot from the hip type podcast with the intent just to get a quick message out. So some episodes might be inaudible in 30 seconds, and others might be 45 minutes and super crisp sounding. So all these are being made so that by episode 7,305, which is 20 years, we can come back and see the entire playbook of how I made it to wherever I'm going. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.